It's so wild seeing everybody kind of go through their like beginning stages of what I went through when I first started TikTok, and everyone's sharing what they're learning, because eventually we all come to this conclusion. And I just believe that it's just part of the working experience now, where you, at least the millennials are feeling this, and it's the most of the people I'm seeing getting laid off, is that there's no more of this, hey, like I'm gonna put in my time for you and then you take care of me. No, that's over. Good morning. We're back to doing videos in the morning because we're ready. Okay, let's take a trip back. The beginning stages of Person with Job happened in the depths of the pandemic and the great, what did we call it? The great resurgence, I think we called it, where the employers were really at a standstill and the workers had power because there was a lack of labor available for employers to fill the roles. Wow, what a time that was, because this was pre-AI, pre-AI mass adoption. And it was just like a different time, and it wasn't even that long ago. Now let's fast forward, and it is 2026. This has now been 5-6 years. No, I made my account in 2020. Wow. It's been five years since the inception why I started Person with Job. And for those of you who don't know me, my genesis story is that I started Person with Job because I was so burnt out working a corporate job. I no longer wanted to be identified with where I worked, who I worked for, and that being my entire life. And I worked for big companies like Amazon and did big things there. I worked for Nike, Victoria's Secret, I was a big retail girly, and I wanted to work for all the biggest retailers and be one of the best marketers in the space. And come to find, I had about a decade in my working life and hit a wall and got burnt out. And I happened to be at this time also working for one of the most notoriously known employers in the industry for burnout, which is Amazon. I had a very, very toxic working environment. If anyone knows anything about the Amazon working environment, it is very competitive and not very healthy. I hate using the word toxic so many times, but it really truly was toxic. And I had lots of like weird HR issues that nobody really cared for. It was very different. Anyway, fast forward, it's so wild seeing so many people come to this conclusion, because what they're realizing currently is that these companies never really had our backs. And so the biggest things that you can do is to advocate for yourself. And I hear discourse like, hey, like don't like yuck my yum when I like going to a 9-to-5 and like having the predictable and being part of the corporate life and having a steady paycheck. Yeah, absolutely do that. But just know, even with that reality and you being okay with that, these employers have never been on our side, and yet they demand so much loyalty and fealty from us, and that's not really fair, is it? It's more about, hey, I'm gonna get out while it's good, and or I'm going to do something that really I want to do, because at the end of the day, what's the loss? You're gonna fire me anyway. There's a potential. It's been really interesting seeing this from the other side and this cycle coming to arise. And if you've been laid off, let's connect on here, because I have lots. I haven't been in corporate in 4 years now, but I have lots and lots of stories that I'm sure are still pervasive elements to what's happening in corporate currently, if not worse. I mean, God bless you, but yeah, it's kind of crazy, and things really do happen in a cycle.